everything that we're asked to do for this assignment, you have been able to do in your previous experiences here in Montgomery County or any other school, because the level of math that you need to do this is about 3rd grade. My son's doing multi-number addition right now. Where it gets difficult is being asked to do that in the context of the application. And all you're really going to end up doing is adding 2, 3, or 4 numbers, none of them really over 20, or even 30, so it's not really going to be that difficult. It's a question of keeping track of all the numbers as you begin to play this out. So we're going to step back. You went through last week and you marched through some important information, some big ideas. But now I'm going to step back and move you through fairly quickly and then show you the application of that again, and hopefully we'll get some ahas. Now I'm going to step back to this small bubble diagram, and I initialed it because that now tells Ms. Campbell that that is the floor plan that I'm agreeing to work forward on. So nothing from here to my final house should change. That's what a contract is all about. That's what everybody who's doing inspection, that's what the bank is agreeing to pay you for. So any changes along the way, you have to go back to the boss and get approvals. And what may happen is that she may just ask you to draw a modification in here to initial it, or to make the modification down here, because if you change it here, it's going to change into the large bubble diagram, and into the dimension, and into the final blueprint, correct? And that would really upset the owner who's coming in to pay you if you made those changes without them being notified. And if you did all that, and your boss saw that, and they didn't bill the customer, you'd probably lose a few $1,000s. For me to make changes in a blueprint plan for a simple classroom costs Montgomery County Public Schools $10,000, so they have the architect redo everything you're doing right here. If you want to know how you make a lot of money, you become a drafter, move yourself into an architect, and do all the blueprints and all the plans for a house, and you basically make a significant amount of money already knowing what you know. That's pretty cool. All right, so we agree that this is my small bubble diagram, right? And my next step would be turning the page and making it fit on the large. And I'm going to do that real quick. This is going to be my next page grid paper like this, only I need the board so I can erase and turn it into a big loose line drawing. Does everyone understand that? All right. So here's my large piece of paper with no blueprint on it, or no bubbles. And I'm going to move this bubble diagram, right here, these bubbles, onto this board as a refresher. Okay? So I look over here and I know my socializing goes all the way across, and it goes about 1/4 of the way down, right? Since there's 4 different sections, I'm going to make it kind of work for me. And that's not critical. I mean, my bubbles don't have to be exact, because they're only giving me an idea of that space. So which one's next? Eating. And I know if this is about half, I have to give it a full bubble. And it goes about halfway. And that's eating, right? And if I come across here, I have to make space for 2 more. Sleeping. And I'll do that again. Sleeping. And I got all that. I'm going to come over here. What is over here? Cooking. Very good. This part's pretty easy, right? Maybe it wasn't easy last week, but see how much more knowledgeable you are after a weekend? And then what's next? Personal hygiene and wash clothes, and it's about halfway, right? All right? And I'll do it like this to save us some time. Which one's here? Wash clothes. Personal hygiene. And then what's all this? Sleeping. All right. Are we familiar with that? All right. So the next step is loose line drawings, right? Now, loose line drawings are a little bit tricky. I know that I have to make these walls, but I have to put in hallways and closets, right? All right. So for me, I know that I can already now go in and start to make these walls. Mine just happens to be pretty easy to do that because I kept the plan simple, right? And yes, I have 3 bedrooms. I could go down to 2 or 1 bedroom, thinking that I might put an addition on later and add more bedrooms upstairs. But if I want to sell this house for a bigger house, people in Montgomery County or in Maryland in this area want at least 2, and they really want 3 bedrooms. Because even though they still might have only 1 child, they still want a place for guests to stay over because it's a pretty expensive place for people to come visit for 1 night. So a 3-bedroom house on a flat like that is marketable. It'll basically turn over pretty quick given a good market. But right now people are kind of standing still. So this is my loose line drawing. I haven't changed any headings, but now I have to be concerned about, all right, closets. And how deep are closets? How deep do they have to be? Can they be more than 3? Yes. Can they be less than 3?
No.
No, that'll make for a bad day. So 3 feet. And how long can they be? As long as you want. They can be at least 30 by 40, right? I can make one 40 feet long if I want a whole house in 30. But I can't be less than 3 feet. Because then it's going to be really hard for you to do. It's really not a closet. It's just a phone booth. If you've ever seen a phone booth. And then hallways. Hallways. Hallways and wherever. How wide do hallways have to be? How wide? 3 feet. How long do they have to be? As long as they need to be to get you to where you can get to your house. Everybody cool with that?
Yes.
All right, now we're ready for AP level floor plan building.